Lear, age 4. There were 3 specific moments that defined Lear Murphy's childhood. For the first 6 years of his life, the Irish seaside town of Bundoran had been his entire world, though Lear could remember nothing of the place prior to his 4th birthday. In another life, another reality, he would have had no cause to remember this specific birthday either, for his early years had been decidedly happy, and above all else, unremarkable. But this was his life, his reality. And this reality began on Lear's 4th birthday. He was on the beach with his parents. Later, he discovered it was their favourite place to go because they couldn't afford to take him to caravan parks or zoos or even to the cinema. Lear, of course, had no concept of the fact that his little family was poor. He was 4. What did money matter to him? They largely had the beach to themselves, for though the 10th of May that year was particularly warm and sunny, it was midweek, and the local schools were not off on holiday yet. There were a few surfers out in the water. The waves were great by Bundoran, and Lear delighted in watching them ride a wave, crash, and invariably get back up to start all over again. When lunchtime approached, Lear and his parents ate buttered bread and nothing else. It was another sign of their poverty that he could not possibly have been aware of. Besides, Lear liked buttered bread. He was an easily satisfied child. The afternoon was dedicated to making sandcastles and playing in the shallows. His father took Lear in his arms and charged through the waves until Lear was screaming in delight, urging him to go faster and deeper. In his arms, Lear felt safe from the rest of the world. He thought that feeling would last forever. His mother watched from the beach as she searched for rocks, holding a straw hat to her head as she did so. The hat had holes in it, though, when Lear asked why she didn't get a new one, she merely replied that she loved this one specifically. As the sun drew closer to the horizon and the wind picked up, Lear was bundled into a blanket and given the last of the bread and butter to eat. His parents watched the final 2 surfers leave with bright, attentive eyes. Though by this point so late in the day, Lear himself had lost all interest in them. He was growing sleepy. He wanted to go home. The sun had almost set, and the air turned chilly when his mother finally gave Lear her undivided attention, stroking his curly hair away from his face with tender fingers. "Stay here, Lear," she said. She began to fill the pockets of her jacket with the rocks she'd sourced earlier, after which his father did the same thing. "Be a good boy. I love you. We love you," his father added on, kissing Lear's forehead for just a moment. Then he nodded to his wife, taking her hand as they stood up and walked towards the sea. At first, Lear assumed they were going to play in the shallows without him, and almost cried out in protest. But then they walked in deeper and deeper and deeper, until the small boy on the beach could hardly make out his parents at all. Then, between one blink and the next, a wave engulfed them, and they were gone. Lear played with one of the remaining rocks his mother had collected for an interminably long time, turning the smooth, unbroken surface over and over in his tiny hands. He bit at it, curious as only a 4-year-old could be about how it tasted. He stuck out his tongue in disgust when he realised all it tasted of was gritty sand and salt.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.